Now before you get mad and say this isn't the new release, I know. I should have released this trophy guide sooner, and I meant to get to it. The reason I haven't yet is the newly released games, and the games in my backlog have all formed a stable, a baseball roster if you will, and they've been beating me every night with bats and balls. And I'm not even talking about the kinds that are found in this game. Trust me, we will get to the new game, but let's dominate the 2021 season first. When I was younger, I used to play a ton of sports games like FIFA, NHL, the street games, if you remember that, and remember when Gretzky's NHL was a thing on the PSP? Those all felt classic. But in the modern era, I feel like sports games have all become a race to the bottom in terms of quality and horrible monetization. Now, I'm not saying the show doesn't have monetization, because it clearly does with these card packs, but these Sony San Diego made games are in a league of their own when it comes to their quality. People can see that, and this franchise has become so popular that the MLB could not resist making these games multi-platform. So I think we have to give it some shine and its flowers. Plus, I'm a baseball fan, and go Jays go. Whoever talks smack in the comments is getting a Bautista bat flip to the head. This is the perfect game to cover here on Platinum Hunters, and in this Platinum Trophy Guide, we're covering the excellent Road to the Show mode, the underrated March to October, and everything else in this Home Run Trophy Derby. This is Platinum Hunters, the show where we take a look at everything it takes to get the Platinum Trophy and whether it's worth the effort to achieve it. We're getting pretty damn close to the 50 episode mark here on the show, and after every 25 episodes I do a Platinum Trophy tier list that ranks each game from easiest to hardest. I've got the one for 1 to 25 already up on the channel. There's the link, click it, check it out, and prepare yourselves for the next one when we hit 50. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more trophy guide videos just like this one. You might just find your next Platinum Trophy. The Platinum Run roadmap is broken down into 3 parts. First, you'll spend the majority, and I mean majority, of the trophy run in the Road to the Show mode, creating a star player and moving them through the different leagues that lead you to playing a major league team. Second, you will play the much quicker to complete March to October mode, playing a streamlined season with any team of your choice. Lastly, you'll have to clean up any trophies you don't unlock during your time in these 2 modes, and they are trophies that unlock when you perform a certain objective in-game. The time to achieve this platinum is highly variable thanks to the Road to the Show mode, as the time it takes to get your player to an MLB team will be different for every player. For the trophies where you step up to the plate or the mound, there are certain restrictions on which modes you can get the trophies in, and you won't be able to get these trophies with a second controller. Thankfully, you can make these trophies easier by adjusting the difficulty sliders of the CPU player and the human player to suit the requirements of the trophy. We'll deep dive into it more once we reach that part of the guide. It's not a hard trophy run per se, but this will be a Platinum Hunters episode where I have to explain a lot of the game's minutia in order for you to understand what to do. You can play this game on both the PS5 and PS4 versions of the game, and there is cross progression but no trophy auto popping from one platform to the other. I don't normally mention this, seeing how this is a PlayStation Trophies channel, but you can also play the game for the first time on Xbox Series X and Xbox One consoles. That's significant because if you remember who makes this, it's weird to see a Sony, San Diego, and PlayStation logo plastered on an Xbox game box. What a world we live in. We're ready to get started, but there is more helpful guides in the description below if you need it. Let's deliver the first pitch in this trophy guide, and it looks like we have a strikeout right off the bat with this sleazy trophy. The very first trophy I popped for this game was called Grand Opening, and it was awarded to me, get ready for it, awarded to me for opening my first card pack. Yay! Yeah, this one made me feel greasy as hell. If you're at all familiar with modern sports games, the biggest ones have these card packs that give you players and cosmetics that you can use for team building modes. The best players are often rarer in these packs, and obtaining them is often a grindy endeavor unless you start dropping money to buy more of these packs. In this case, MLB The Show has the mode Diamond Dynasty, and what this trophy is doing is giving you your first taste of cracking packs. Delicioso. Honestly, do whatever you want, I'm only your trophy dad, but I often find these types of modes egregious. Just open one of these packs to get this trophy out of the way, and then you don't have to worry about them after that. The copy of the game that I had even had 10 free packs in it, but after a bit of play you'll get your first pack anyways for this trophy. Keep in mind, you'll need to be online for this trophy, as you can't crack open packs without an internet connection. With that out of the way, we can actually start the trophy guide, starting with our first major game mode. Road to the Show is an excellent and exciting mode that I was hooked on, at least for the early onset. I did hit a point where I felt it dragged and I really badly wanted to get out of the minor leagues, but I also ended up spending extra time playing the mode when I did get into the MLB, aside from the trophies. It's all about making your own baseball athlete, starting your career on the lowest level, and through sheer prowess making your way up to the major leagues where you can sign with the top teams. Road to the Show is also where you'll spend most of the time for this trophy run. As a young, inexperienced Josh Rocket, he starts his career in the minor leagues debuting with the Rocket City Trash Pandas, getting the On the Path to Greatness trophy. This will be awarded to you shortly after creating your ball player and answering some questions that will set up what your season is going to look like. You have a bunch of options like being a pitcher, an infielder, an outfielder, or even a rare two-way player where you pitch and play another position while you are off the pitching rotation. For me, I found the whole presentation of this mode very entertaining, and especially having not played a sports game in a very long time. But you're not trying to stay in AA League forever, so you will need to keep playing games and proving yourself. When the time comes, you will get the trophy, the Long Road, for getting called up to the AAA level. You are still in the minor leagues, but you are now one step closer to playing for the major leagues. And you'll get the Welcome to the Show trophy when you do just that. Play in the major leagues on the major MLB team. Josh Rocket's journey from playing the Trash Pandas to repping the Salt Lake Bees and finally signing a contract to play for the Angels was an incredible story. One for the baseball history books. Okay, let's get into the nuts and bolts of this mode and how you're going to achieve this same success. I think it goes without saying, but the better you do, the faster you're going to rise up the ranks and improve your ball player's overall stats. By hitting more pitches, catching more baseballs on the field, or even striking out more opponents. All of these actions will increase your overall stats faster, leading to your overall number increasing. I'm not entirely sure of this, but the higher leagues won't take notice of you until you've reached a certain overall stat threshold, so improving your overall rating is super important. Depending on the positions you are playing, it's helpful to get some practice in on your off days in between games, as you can increase your stats a couple of points at a time, or even learn new skills like special pitches if you're going the pitcher route. Now this next piece of info is important for getting into the major leagues as well, and I wasn't privy to this until later in my trophy run. The attribute you pick when you are creating your ball player can be upgraded from bronze to silver and then gold. Upgrading this attribute will remove the stat cap that prevents your stats going higher than 50 and will help you increase your overall stat much faster. I was able to move up to the AAA team with the bronze attribute, but it wasn't until after I upgraded my attribute that I then got the call to play on a major league team. The game doesn't really do a good job pointing this out, and knowing this information beforehand will help you save a lot of time in this trophy run. You upgrade your attribute using points you accumulate from playing Road to the Show matches and completing challenges. Inside the Mission Progress tab in the My Ball Player menu, you will see a list of challenges, some repeatable daily challenges, and some one-time challenges with specific criteria. You will also see progress percent for your attributes, which is important too. Once you level up, you will receive more packs, and these packs will give you more equipment that will give your player more stat upgrades. You will pop the That Looks Classy trophy when you equip your first bat skin. You get many just from cracking open these packs, and you are guaranteed to get one of these reward packs. Like the last pack trophy, you also need an online connection to equip these pieces. You don't have to spend money on these packs for this trophy guide, and these items will also help increase your overall stats. So getting them and adding them to your ball player is unfortunately very helpful, and I recommend you do it. But the most important ones you collect as rewards are the perk packs. Keep working on the progress bar until you get these, as you will get stronger bronze perks giving you more stats, and then you will eventually get the coveted silver and gold perks. These are upgrades I mentioned that will increase the soft stat cap, and you will need this higher stat cap in order to get the higher league teams' attention. They will eventually take notice of your success in the lower leagues and eventually try you out. So suffice to say, doing well and not simulating too many games is the key. You can either play really well on the default settings, or if you're looking to increase your success, you can mess around with the sliders to make your player hit farther, have your player run bases faster, have the other team pitch more strikes, and other large advantages that work in your favor. Also, playing on beginner mode will help as well, as the AI is less responsive. Now, I must stress, with even all of these things, it could take you longer to move up the leagues. It took me a full season and a half just to move to AAA, never mind the grind to the major leagues, which took me way longer than that. Everyone is going to have a different experience, and the time it takes to complete this part of the trophy run is going to vary per person. Once you make it to the big leagues, collecting all of those trophies, you will be done here in the Road to the Show mode, at least for this trophy run, if you want to play more of it. Then our next stop in the Platinum run is playing through the mode March to October, and compared to how long it takes to collect the 3 Road to the Show trophies, a run of March to October just blazes by so quickly. It'll take you a 16th, a 32nd, or even a 64th the amount of time to collect these next 3 trophies. Just note that all 3 trophies are missable depending on your performance in this mode, but that's okay with how short each season is. Also know that you cannot adjust the sliders for this mode. So if you're looking forward to making this experience easier, just make sure you play it on beginner difficulty. You'll start by picking an MLB team that has been categorized based on their overall rank in the league. I went with the Blue Jays, of course, who are in the underdogs category, and these categories affect the type of key moments that will appear during the season. Nailing these key moments is essential for dominating this mode and collecting the October Baseball Trophy for finishing the 162 game season with enough wins to make a playoff spot and then winning the division championship. You won't play the whole 162 games, and in most cases you won't even play full games. This mode instead focuses on those key moments, which are like mid-game challenges you need to complete. For example, one of the key moments will ask you to maintain your lead starting in the 7th inning, or you might play as one single player on the team and you will need to perform well with that player. If you complete those key moments, you will contribute positively to your momentum meter, keeping your team on a winning streak. Failing those moments too often will do the opposite, sending your team on a losing streak. For the matches that you don't play, the flame icons give you free wins and the snowflakes give you free losses. So this trophy is absolutely hinged on you nailing those key moments, collecting the flame icons, and keeping that momentum meter on fire. At the end of October, if you finish the season with the most wins or win the wildcard game, you will move on to a best of 5 playoff series to decide who is the division champion. If the champion is you, then the trophy will be yours. During the season, you'll have a chance to pick up another trophy related to one of the key moments. It's called Fast Track, and it's gained by doing well during the key moments where you have an opportunity to play as a minor league player, and then they have to impress the team enough to join your major league team's roster. When the moment arises, you get to pick one of 3 different up-and-coming players, and then you will play as them in a minor league match. If you do well by hitting home runs, getting RBIs, and contributing positively to the offensive, the major league team will take notice of you, call you up, and give you the trophy. If you completely blow it in the match, don't worry. You have 3 opportunities during the whole season to do this, so you won't miss this trophy unless you mess up all 3 of these key moments. And the coveted last trophy we get in this mode is to collect the most prestigious prize of them all in the MLB. You will aim for the World Series Champs Trophy by continuing your playoff run by smashing the Champions Series and then hitting your way through the World Series. Both of these are best of 7, and they will be similar to the rest of the mode where you play key moments as well. Sometimes you will start up in the winning position, and sometimes you will be trailing behind. If you keep the momentum meter up, you'll be given more favorable key moments instead of lagging far behind. You'll get the trophy when you take home the Real World Series trophy and bring glory to your baseball franchise. Now that we've covered our 2 most important game modes, the rest of the trophies we're going to focus on are about you getting out on the pitch and completing certain conditions. Each of these trophies have certain requirements related to pulling a certain feat, like for example, strikeouts in a certain order or batting in a particular way. The trophies are also accompanied by a wall of text telling you which game modes you can get these trophies in and which ones you can't. As I mentioned earlier, you can adjust the sliders to help you get these easier. For some of them, you will need to crank those sliders right up or right down. I'll recommend to you the optimum setups for getting all of these trophies, and note that you can work on these trophies in Play Now mode or even as you play through the Road to the Show or March to October modes. March to October might even place you in the perfect key moments scenario to pull off some of these trophies very easily. First, we'll take a look at all the pitching trophies. Let's start with the Friendly Gesture trophy for getting 3 strikeouts in a single inning using pinpoint pitching. This is the pitching style where you trace the shape inside of the circle with the right analog stick after you pick a pitching technique. All 3 of the outs in the single inning will have to be strikeouts, so it's best to aim inside the strike zone but on the fringes of the box. The better you draw the pattern, the more accurate your throws will be. If you're struggling to get this done, you'll want to turn down the slider that affects how aggressive the AI batters are with swinging, so that you can successfully land more strikes. You'll have to do the same thing for the next trophy that took me a ton of tries to get. Now you have to get 6 strikeouts in 3 innings time to get the Mowing Them Down trophy. Pinpoint pitching is not required this time, but you'll need to apply the same tactics again here. Aim for the outer parts of the box to either get strikes or have the AI swing at hard to hit pitches. Remember to incorporate off-speed pitches like changeups, curveballs, and other pitches that don't hammer the strike zone at higher speeds. And of course, mess around with the sliders to have the AI swing less at pitches. This will all help you to get this trophy easier. Even more difficult than that was the Quality Win trophy, which now tasks you with pitching a complete 9-inning game with 3 hits or less. That means the AI can only hit the ball fair 3 times across the whole game before you miss out on the trophy. You also need to slide those sliders down like CPU contact, timing, solid hits, and other sliders that affect how the AI will perform at bat. Plus, use the tips I provide for the other trophies. Aim to land strikes alternative between fastballs and off-speed pitches. It will also help you to use a team with a really really great pitcher like our boy Shohei Ohtani for the Angels, and then pick a weaker stat team as the AI. Then you just need some luck after that. If you can finish the game before the other team lands 4 hits, you'll get the trophy. Keep in mind that none of these 3 trophies can be done in local multiplayer. Nice try, fam, they got you figured out. For some reason, the next trophy was tough to get on the CPU. The trophy is called Dugout Walk, and what you need to do is pick off a player on one of these bases who has a leadoff on the base. The AI has done this to me and caught me sleeping, but you will need to wait for the right moment to grab a quick out by tossing the ball to one of your teammates to tag the player out. The problem here is the AI has impeccable reaction times, and 99 times out of 10 the AI will be safe. It's really annoying, and even on beginner difficulty, I struggle to get one player to be picked off. The absolute best and most efficient way to get this trophy is by playing against a player online. Humans have a lesser reaction time than a CPU. You won't be able to do this through local multiplayer, but if it's through matchmaking, then it's fine. Pick off just one player online and get that trophy out of the way. Now this next trophy is almost completely RNG based. Chopping Firewood will be awarded to you if you throw a pitch that results in the batter's bat breaking and exploding in dozens of pieces of wood splinters. It's a glorious sight and exciting when it happens. While there is a lot of luck needed here, the likelihood of you bashing a bat into 2 or more pieces increases when you pitch faster. I got this trophy while pitching in the Road to the Show mode, but you can load up a play now match and go with a pitcher with a wicked fastball. Keep pitching fast, aim closer to the player, and it should eventually happen. Hopefully RNG isn't too unkind to you and this isn't the last trophy you get for this platinum. We're getting close to the end of this platinum run and we're getting up to bat. But do me a favor and swing on that like button for a hit so we can win the World Series against our league rival, the YouTube algorithm. Now let's switch sides and cover all of the batting trophies. And this will take us to the final innings of this trophy guide. First, there are a bunch of home run trophies to collect on screen right now. Essentially, you will need to be cracking homers as you play till you collect 100 of them and collect the No Baseball is Safe trophy. The key to getting home runs more frequently is to be patient and not swing at every pitch. Wait till the ball is in the strike zone and be mindful of off-speed pitches. I'm not saying that you can't hit a home run off a changeup, but the likelihood is much lower. But like the rest, you can of course adjust the sliders so that you can hit harder and farther. You can even adjust the AI so they just throw pitches in the strike zone, so now you just have to get the timing down. One of those home runs will have to fly 425 feet or more so you can crack the baseball satellite trophy. Aim to smash this ball out of the park for this trophy, and again you use the same slider adjustments to easily get this trophy. It feels so good seeing the ball fly over the billboards, into the grass, or even behind into the streets. A great place to get the rest of these homers is in the home run derby mode. You'll be doing nothing but trying to smack homers for points, and they all count towards the overall total. While you're in this mode, collect the Home Run Derby Champ trophy by winning a home run derby competition. Name of the game is to get most hits at the end of the competition. You can even control all of the hitters if you like, so this is one of the easiest trophies in the Platinum Run. But let's get back onto the field with our next trophy, Free Ticket to First. While batting, you will need to draw a walk, using the very first batter of the game. The easiest way to do this is to turn the AI pitching sliders down so you can make it so the pitcher throws outside the strike zone more often. It's best to do this one in play now mode where you control the whole team, and if you mess it up, just restart the game. Same strategy for the I'm walking here trophy, as you'll need to draw 8 walks during one whole game. You can collect both of these trophies at the same time in play now mode, controlling a whole team with the same sliders tuned. With the exact same slider setup, you can get another trophy. Work That Count is the trophy, and to get it you'll need to achieve a count of 0 balls and 2 strikes. And then from there you have to make a comeback by moving the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's not too hard to get, but you will need to swing at the first 2 pitches. Then just let the pitcher throw the 3 balls out of the strike zone, and watch out if they try to sneak in a strike to break your flow. Once you get the 3-2 count built up this way, you will get the trophy. Now it's time to let one of the players off of their leash. For the trophy all about hustle, you will need to have one of your players get 4 hits during a single game. Now I got this trophy while I was playing in the Road to the Show mode, as all I had to do was get on base every time it was my turn to bat. You can also do this in Play Now mode and have one of the players on the team get this trophy. If you're clapping cheeks on the bats, you will cycle through the batting rotation enough times so that the players will step up to bat at least 4 times. Cranking down all the sliders will help you achieve this faster. While you're working on that trophy, also try to get the Sneak Attack trophy for pulling off a sacrifice bunt that either results in the player getting into scoring position or scoring a run. To do that, you will need a teammate that is either on first base or third base, and then you will need to press the triangle button while batting to perform a bunt. Keep in mind that this isn't going to pan out if you have 2 outs already, so you will have to do it before that. If one of these 2 situations successfully happens, when you do the sack bunt, you'll get the trophy, although it's much easier to get a player from first base into scoring position. Here is one batting trophy where you might not want to mess with the sliders and just keep them on the default settings. This trophy took me a couple tries to get because the requirements leave a lot of room for error. It's called Pitch Collector, and to pop it you'll need to receive 10 or more pitches with a single player up to bat. This is more tricky than it sounds because you'll need to have the pitcher to comply with you. Ideally, you want to get a 3 balls and 2 strikes count, and that will be 5 pitches right there. Then you will need to hit 5 more foul balls to take you to the 10 pitch count, and that in itself is very tricky. You'll need to intentionally hit the ball early to draw the fouls, and you need to pray that the pitcher doesn't throw the ball in a place where you can't reach. As I mentioned, you might not want to adjust the CPU sliders here unless you want to try your luck on hitting 10 foul balls in a row, which will be even more difficult to do. I went into the Play Now mode and just kept trying this with each batter as they stepped up to the plate. With perseverance, I finally got the trophy, and you will too. For our final trophy in this platinum run, we will end off with the most satisfying and most celebratory. This final trophy is called Winning in Style, and all you have to do is have a player step up to the bat in the bottom of the 9th inning or bottom of extra innings and win the game for your team. It could be a home run that breaks a tie or a defining hit that gets enough runs to secure the W for your team. Whatever the cost, you have to make this player the hero of the game by winning the game at the last minute. In the March to October mode, some of the key moments are exactly this very scenario right here, and you can get the trophy while pulling off the key moment. But as long as you secure the win for your team with a walk-off win, you'll be heralded by your team as the MVP and receive your final trophy in the process. And on that beautiful moment of victory, we end the season on this platinum run. The 2021 season is over, but as we know, the next game is already out, and that unveils new stars who rise up to the challenge. But if you created a future legend in the Road to the Show mode, took a team to the World Series in March to October, got the dopamine receptors going by opening a bunch of baseball card packs, and collected all the trophies, congratulations! You will be awarded the King of the Diamond Platinum Trophy for MLB The Show 2021. Overall, this trophy run was pretty enjoyable, especially if you're looking for a sports game to invest your time in. There's a bunch of fun situational trophies to collect, a quick season where you play a quarter of the games, and then the bulk of your time in this platinum run is spent building your dream athlete. Sure, the road to the show mode could feel like it's dragging on and on and on, especially if it takes a while for you to get called up to the MLB League. But think of it this way, that's how some real life players might feel waiting to be called up to the major leagues. I'm also not a fan of how packs with paid items in them could influence the mode, but again, I never spent an extra dollar on this game, just the price of admission. I gave you all the tips you need to advance faster through the minor leagues, and I hope you get the call up to the MLB faster. March to October is the perfect foil to Road to the Show in that you pick a team and before you know it, you're batting it out in the World Series. If you like baseball, this is a must play and a must plat. And if you're looking for a sports game to play, it's better than the rest of them, especially what EA is offering. Prepare to invest in this platinum run though, as you won't complete it quickly. I hear the next game is much easier and quicker to get the platinum trophy, and at some point later in this year, Josh Rocket will return to the Diamond to play MLB The Show 2022. I'm on a mission to platinum all the PlayStation Studio games on the PS5, and MLB The Show drops every year as it has since 2006, so expect more baseball to come to this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was a very long experience to beat this game, to get the plat, and to make this video. It took me way longer than I expected to do, but it was on the list of those games that I need to beat this year. The other one is Demon Souls, and I'm gonna have to put in probably another 50 to 70 hours to do that one. But I'm up for it, and I'm up to give you guys the guide, and I hope you guys enjoy the content we're making. Our next video is going to be episode 50, and it's going to be a special episode, so subscribe to the channel so you don't miss that. I hope all your trophy hunting expeditions are home runs, and peace out.